Hey, good morning, everybody. My name is Katie, if I don't know you, and I am creating a home practice for you today. It will be a mixed level slow flow, but of course, one of the beauties of using a recording or following a recording is you can pause at any time and do more. You can do less. You can make this practice your own. And so that's what I really encourage you to do. Um, the other benefit, the other upside of a video practice is you can use your own playlist. So I really encourage you to pull out your iPhone. You can't turn, most people don't turn on their stereo anymore. Pull out your iPhone if you have a list on Spotify. This can be done to Eddie Van Halen, or you can go with Norah Jones or the Jonas Brothers, if that's your thing. So whatever you like. These are difficult times, and I wanted to create a practice for you with the intention to release some of this pent-up energy, which can manifest as anxiety and fear and all kinds of other things. Under stress, we're designed, we're wired to fight, to do something about it, or to flee. But in this situation, we are stuck. And so what happens in that situation is our energy gets stuck too. So let's release some of that and move and breathe and hopefully cultivate a little bit of hope and joy, even while everything else seems to be, actually is chaotic. Let's be real, right? That's the practice of yoga. So let's come to our mats. As I said, this is a mixed level, so make it your own. I'm going to have you start in child's pose. So settle your hips back, come right into it this way. Knees can be wide, great toes touching, or they can be together. Hips meet the heels, and the hands crawl forward to a comfortable distance. So spread your fingers wide, palms meeting the mat, and let your forehead rest either on a block or all the way down to the mat. Whatever's most comfortable for you. And I realize the volume may not be perfect, but we're going to do the best that we can. The real soundtrack, the soundtrack that's most important, is your breath. So begin your Ujjayi practice here in child's pose. Create a quality and quantity of sound that serves as a touchstone. Tethers you to this moment and allows whatever's in your mind and in your body to rise up so that it can be released. So Ujjayi breath. Moving in and out of your body deeply. It's a satisfying breath. It's a breath that invites you to go deeper. So let's stay with that for another minute or so. Your mind and body are ready. Push that breath out of your lungs and hold it out for just a momentary pause. Touch stillness, which tends to awaken the senses. It helps you be in this moment. So suspending the breath. And then go ahead and switch it up. Let the breath roll right through the bottom of the exhale back into the inhale. But at the top of the inhale, hold your breath in, retain it. Again, longer is not more successful. Just that momentary pause. Stop, be there. And then release it again and continue that cycle for a few more rounds of breath. Good. And just return to 3 more rounds of easy, focused breathing. Neither retaining nor suspending the breath, but just letting it move through your body, creating connection, because it's the breath that yokes the mind and the body. And on this last round of breath, totally surrender your body to the pull of gravity there in child's pose. Be heavy. Be grounded. And maybe set an intention for yourself, a personal intention. What do you need from your practice this morning? And then as you're ready, go ahead and push yourself on up to a kneeling position. Sitting back on your heels, you can, of course, take your feet wide and sit on a block if that's more comfortable for you or for your knees. Or you can come around to an easy seated posture, crisscross applesauce style. But find that neutral spine by engaging your lowest belly. Softening your sacrum down, relaxing your shoulders, and maybe turning your palms up. Just let the back of your hands rest on your thighs. And let's close our eyes together and practice 5 more rounds of breath. Hopefully you're already beginning to feel a little bit more calm, a little bit more prepared to practice. Face forward, ready to roll. Let's inhale, lifting hearts and hands, touching our palms lightly together and passing them down through heart center. When you get to your navel, release, reach outward, upward, turn the palms high, shoulders down, lifting. And finding the pace that matches your deepest breath. So movement follows breath. No need to try to mirror my own pace. This is your practice. One thing about creating a video is it certainly won't be perfect, but that's a great reminder that this is your practice to fine tune. I'm just here as a guide, an imperfect guide, giving you some guidelines. But feel free to color outside of those lines. Like I said, you can even stop the video, whatever you need. Let's reach our arms overhead, take hold of that right wrist, and come up and over the top. Good. Just opening up the side body, breathing into your rib cage. You can look up if you like, but keep your chin down. Protect your neck. Good. Inhale high, switch sides. Ground down through that opposite sit bone, and breathe. Good. Inhale high. Interlace your fingers just to that first knuckle. Let's take the palms to the back of the head. Lift the heart, lift the chin. Take a couple of breaths. Staying engaged through the lowest belly. Even lengthening through the low back. So we're lifting back, not leaning back, if that makes sense. Beautiful. Back of the hands high, fingers still interlaced. And then let's just pull the hands back down to the heart. Pause, breathe, take a breath. Nice, and then we'll come forward onto all fours. So set that block aside. Stacking shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Let's just take a circle with the shoulders around the circumference of the hand. So whatever size circle feels right to you. So let's push the floor away from us. Begin to really engage here. Good. Tuck your ribs back up and into your body, knit your ribs, and then reverse that circle. Opposite direction. Good. Come center. Curl your toes under. Just open up the soles of the feet. It's likely your activity level has changed and your activities themselves have changed. So we just really want to get into the fascia of the body today. Do a little bit of everything. As you exhale, open the back of the heart, tuck the tail, cat pose. As you inhale, still lifting low belly, lengthen for cow. Let's move back and forth with the breath. Good. Let's pause in cat pose. Again, maybe even 10% more. Press the floor away from you. Let your head be heavy. Breathe into your back body. And on your next exhale, flatten the feet once again. Hips back. Palms pressed together. Let's take that prayer to the back of the head. So while you're here, breathing, root down through your elbows, get some traction, and then breathe from that engagement. Maybe even pull those elbows back a little bit, just to really feel what's happening in the shoulders. Good. One more deep inhale. As you exhale, once again, flatten the hands, shoulder width apart. Let's draw forward into a kneeling plank. So it looks like this. Hips come forward of knees, but we're not collapsing into the low back. Low belly girded up. Shoulders even more forward over fingertips. Let's lower down just halfway. Less is more when it comes to chaturanga. Press back up. Exhale, child's pose. We're going to repeat that 4 more times. Inhale, lengthen forward. Lead with the heart and the gaze. Press back up. Exhale, takes hips back to heels. 3 more times. Good. Last time. This time as we lower down, let's go all the way to the belly slowly. Elbows sliding. straight back. Inhale, heart lifts. Roll the shoulders back and down and pin the elbows back toward one another. Let's hold and breathe here in just a baby cobra. Good. Exhale, chin down, chest down. Push with the hands, pull with the belly. Curl those toes under. Let's take it back for our first downward facing dog. And make it your own. So rise to the balls of the feet, maybe pedal it out. Let your head be heavy. You can pivot the heels right and left. Opening side body. Good. And then very slowly, high up on the balls of the feet with legs like a tin soldier. Let's take a lot of baby steps up to our hands. Okay. For a forward fold. So knees are soft here. Maybe they're so soft that your rib cage rests on your thighs. That's a great place to be for tight hamstrings. Head is heavy. Opposite hand for opposite elbow. Ragdoll. Pull the breath in up through the feet. Let it cascade down the spine, out through the crown of the head. Good. Then taking the hands to the shins. Inhale, flat back. Shins are moving forward against the hands. Hands are pressing back. And then breathe from whatever sensation that you're feeling the most. So scan your body. Practicing presence, releasing any of that pent-up energy. Keep breathing. For this next posture, a block might be helpful. You can take it underneath your right hand first. That right knee is going to bend a lot, so just start there. Pick up the heart and then open the arm for a standing spinal twist. So the spine is long. Every inhale invites length. Every exhale allows a little more rotation. There's nothing forced. Good. One more inhale. Reach. Exhale. Take it down. Forward fold. And then we'll inhale, flat back, switch sides. So again, you can put your block at any level. Right thigh bone presses back. Left knee bends a lot. Inhale high. Good. Exhale down. Put that block aside. Inhale. Reverse the swan dive. Heart and hands high. Touch the palms lightly. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's circle sweep here. Inhale high. Exhale, hands to heart. One more time. Inhale high, and then we'll swan dive, taking it all the way down. Knees bent, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, reaching back with that left foot for a lunge. Let's come down to the knee. And taking the hands to the thigh or reaching heart and hands to the sky. Let's pause for a few breaths. Just setting up a simple sun salutation this morning, breathing. Good. Exhale, hands down. Back knee lifts, right? Back leg straight and strong. Right hand high for the twist. Let's exhale, drop the arm over the ear for revolved crescent breathing. Good. Inhale, arm high. Hand down. Walk the hands forward. We're going to pick up that back leg. Just touch. Standing splits. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bow. Reverse the swan dive all the way up. Hands to hearts. Inhale, lift. Flat back, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Right foot reaches back. Low lunge, knee down. Hands on the thigh or to the sky. We've got 3 breaths here. Long and deep. Continue to tether yourself to that Ujjayi breath. Breath is energy. Inviting in what you need, releasing what is not serving you during this particular season in your life. Hands down, back leg lifts, straight and strong. Right hand down, left hand high. Let's exhale, arm over the ear, bicep hovering above the ear, so get long. And that exhale is what allows the rotation. Beautiful. Inhale, hand high. Release it down, walk it forward. Right leg lifts. Just touch standing splits. Right foot down, forward fold. Let's come right into chair pose. Hips drop, hands lift. So I'll face you. Imagine you're holding a beach ball. So pinky finger spiral in, hips back. Take a look down, make sure that you see your toes, so the knees are moving back. Good, breathing. On your next inhale, let's bring the arms down, out, and up, and right back into chair. So we're just gonna start to flow here a little bit, warming up the legs. Nice, let's do that one more time. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Take it all the way down. You're at the top of your mat. I'll face the other way. Inhale, halfway lift. Let's step it back for plank. Like I said, we're just setting up a sun salutation. We're going to pause here for 5 breaths. We haven't been here in full plank. You can drop to your knees, as we did before, anytime. And of course, child's pose is always available. Good. Maybe 2 more breaths. On your next breath, push forward with the toes, look forward. Lower all the way to the belly or halfway chaturanga. Cobra on the belly or upward facing dog. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Pull with the ribs, lift with the hips. Let's pause here. Just come back to home base for a moment, check in. On your next inhale, right leg is going to lift straight up and back. So let's pause, keep those hips level. Engage that left quad, maybe lift the right heel a little bit higher, then exhale, sweep that right foot through for lunge. So we're going to inhale, heart and hands high. You can be on that back knee if you like. Exhale, left hand down, right hand high for the twist. We've been here before. Beautiful. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, the arm's gonna reach forward to the mat. Left leg's gonna lift for the split. Forward fold, bow deep. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep to stand, heart and hands high. Chair pose, sit back. Good. Arms drop and then rise. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold, take it down. Inhale, halfway lift. Step to plank. You can always float if you like. Lower down or lie down, your choice. Downward facing dog, left leg lifts. Pause and breathe. Good, left foot steps forward, step lightly, heart and hands high for crescent. So let's twist to the other side. Right hand comes down inside the foot, left hand high. Breathe. Good, exhale, takes the arm forward, right leg lifts for standing splits. Bow deep, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bow. Inhale, reverse swan dive, heart and hands high. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bow, and we'll repeat that. Inhale, halfway lift. Step or float to plank. Take your time. Lower down or lie down. Heart opener. Hip hinge, child's pose or down dog. You can always pause the video here and just breathe. Right leg lifts straight up and back. Right foot steps through for the lunge. Hips lower, heart and hands high. Twisting, left hand down, right hand reach for the sky. Drop it over the ear, reach forward, left leg rise. Bow. Halfway lift, flat back. Bow. Inhale. Chair pose. Inhale, lift. And bow. Lift. Plank pose. Step or float. Vinyasa or skip it. Downward facing dog. Rest or move on. Left leg high. Left foot steps through. Hips drop, heart and hands high. The twist. Right hand down, left hand high. Standing splits. Reach forward. Bow deep. Halfway lift. Bow. Reverse the swan dive all the way up. Let's just close the pose at the heart and just take a few breaths here. Now you can pause the video and run through that a couple more times on each side, your choice. Reconnect with your breath and your intention. How are you doing at moving out what is no longer serving you? Releasing, relinquishing, letting it go. And at the same time, inviting in what you need to get through. Not just to survive, right? To really grow and thrive in certain ways through this period of time, this difficult season. I know for me, it's been really beautiful to get back to my mat regularly for a home practice. So it's a way that I found that I needed and had forgotten how much I benefited from. So I encourage you to seek out those things that maybe you've forgotten really feed you. Try them back on again. All right, let's move on. I'm going to change directions once again. Inhale, heart and hands high. Let's exhale, swan dive all the way down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, step back for plank. And we're going to pause here in plank again, and you can be on your knees if you should. Just take a few breaths, feel that strength. We're just going to pull that right knee into the chest without lifting the hips. It's a little bit challenging, and then very lightly set it down. Right foot kicks off the mat like a kickstand. Back foot blades flat, toes pointing to the long edge of the mat, hand high. So here we want to lift or rainbow the rib cage. Breathe. Modified side of plank. Exhale, hand down. Reach back for plank. Pull the left knee in. Keep the hips low. Doing a little bit of core work here. Breathe. Left knee down. Foot off the mat. Back foot blades. Open. Rib cage high. Good. Exhale down. Back to plank. We're going to do that one more time on each side, but this time we can add on as an option. Right knee in. Slowly lower it down. Right foot out. Left hand high. This time let's take that foot up off the mat. So this is really a kneeling half moon, which we're going to come to full half moon, arch and Virasana a little bit. Just breathe. A linear way of moving and living life. We don't come outside of center very often. So moving the leg away from the midline, super healthy for hips. Other side. Plank first. Left knee in and down. Open it up. and release. Plank again, but right into downward facing dog or child. You have 10 breaths here. So meet yourself on your mat, reconnect with your Ujjayi breath. Just be present. You take that tongue to the roof of your mouth. If you find you're clenching your jaw, start scanning for those places where the energy is particularly blocked or locked in place. Good. Let's take that right leg high. This time, let's open the hip as we just did in kneeling half moon and draw the heel toward the back of the body. Take a couple of breaths. Good. On your next exhale, sweep or help your right foot through to right wrist, coming into a low lunge or a runner's lunge. Right? Open up the heart and collarbones, so broad through the chest. I know you can't see my chest, but my shoulder blades are moving down and back. We're going to peel the sole of the right foot off the mat, round over the right leg, cat lunge. Inhale, hips drop, heart lifts, cow lunge. And I really like to bend my back knee here, maybe even touch down. So let's just flow on our own a few times. Good. Let's come back into low lunge. This time we'll blade that back foot flat to the mat again. Reach forward with your left arm, and then inner strength fueling outer strength. Support yourself up to warrior two. Breathe. Just some long, clean lines of energy emanating beyond your physical body, beyond your skin. Think about those lines out your fingertips, going way outside of what you can even see or perceive. Anxiety is created by the what ifs, by projecting, right? Spinning stories. In other words, using our imagination to create scenarios that create more stress. So remember that what you can't see, and it might be really positive. I don't know. Reach forward, reverse the warrior, hold and breathe. Side bend. Maybe close your eyes and come inside. Good. On your next exhale, let's just take the forearm to the thigh. Even if you can reach the floor, sometimes less is more. We can find a new sensation. Push your hips forward. Reach your hand high. Just breathe. I fully believe that if we look for the good in any even tragic situation, we will find it. It doesn't make the situation good. It just means that we can make something good of it. See what can be born out of it that we can celebrate, even if it's pain. It's not insignificant. Okay, back reverse warrior. Rise, exhale, take it down a flow or skip at your option. Maybe that right leg hovers for your flow, or maybe not. Doesn't matter. Pull back. Okay, other side. Left leg high, bend the knee, open the hip, breathe. Good, stepping it through. Dropping the hips, just finding really that long runner's lunge, but really tighten up that back thigh. So the front of that back leg, inner spiral the tippy top of the thigh toward the sky. And then pull the heel over the ball of the foot. That's where we want to begin. Then we'll exhale, round it back, cat lunge. Inhale, lengthen and drop for cow. Open heart, breathe. Let's come forward. No hurry. Back foot drops flat. Strong foundation to reach forward and rise. Reaching even more forward, reverse that warrior. Find a way to be light and easy. Forearm to the thigh, right hand to the sky. Good. Inhale back to reverse warrior. Change nothing about your lower body. Just pivot and then flow. Organically, letting it go. Breath leaves your body all the way to the bottom, maybe to the belly. Inhale, lift. Child's pose. 10 breaths. And again, maybe you pause your video here, you add in a second flow. We have one more standing series. Take a moment to rest. Okay. Start to make your way back to downward facing dog. Slowly. We're going to practice a little bit of balance here, but we'll start with warrior one. So let's take that right leg high and step it through. Back foot flat, toes pointed. We're at a 45-degree angle. Inhale, rise. Shoulders facing front of the mat, heart and hands high. We're going to open the arms out like a T. Right is going to come under left, just like that. Cross it up. You can have back of the hands together, palms touching, doesn't really matter. Back leg strong. Let's lift back. And then we'll exhale, humble forward. So we'll bow out. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, rise. More. Rise. Last time, let's come down. We're going to release the arms and crawl it forward for balancing half moon again. So of course you can come back to a kneeling position on the knee. Or place that right hand off of the right pinky toe. Let that left leg float. And maybe lift that left hand high. Perhaps even following it with the gaze. If you're on a carpet, balance is going to be a lot more challenging. We're in my home office here. This is where my mat lives in my home office. Unfortunately, I get to see out the windows. I'm sorry that you can't. But for the sake of lighting, this works the best for you. Slowly take your hand down first. Follow it with your foot to forward fold. Coming back to forward fold. Come up for standing balance. Inhale, stacking the vertebrae one at a time, round up. And let's open the hips for tree pose. So just stand on your right leg first. Open. You can take the foot to the inner thigh, just not against the knee, is what's generally advised. Hips are level. Stillness. Can be overhead, whatever you like here. Just go inward, whatever posture you choose. Slowly release. And we'll take it to the other side for that same series. Inhale, arms overhead. Flat back, all the way to the bottom. Inhale, halfway lift. Let's just step right back to down dog. Of course, you can hop through a vinyasa if you like. We'll meet here. Take that left leg high. Step it through for warrior one. Inhale, rise. Just pause for a moment. Find your place in the pose. Square your shoulders. Right lung moves forward, left lung moves back. Left arm wraps under right. Lift the elbows up and away. And then we'll take it to the back bend. Lifting back and then rounding forward, slow and steady. Empty your lungs. Inhale, rise. Let's do one more of those. It feels really good to breathe deeply. Rise up. And we'll exhale, slowly come down, unwrap, and then reach forward with that left hand. You're coming into Ardha Chandrasana, balancing half moon. Once again, maybe take the hand just to the hip or to the sky. Your bottom hand can be on a block too. Give you a little more lift. Bring the floor up to you. Breathe. A micro bend, I tend to lock out my knees, so I can see myself on the video doing that. We're not practicing perfect here. Ready? Couple more breaths. And on your next exhale, it's a slow descent. It's a pose unto itself, the transition out. Forward fold, we're heading to forward fold, knees bent. All the way down and in, roll up to stand. Ooh. And again, pause for a couple of breaths, let your blood pressure regulate. Then we'll come into tree pose when you're ready on the other side, your practice. So just maybe it's an entirely different option here. I'm going to interlace my hands behind my back and open my heart. I have noticed I have been resistant when I'm outside to taking a really deep breath. And it's that fear of what am I going to allow into my body. It's a subconscious response. So I'm being really aware of allowing myself to breathe deeply and fully and completely. Changes everything in your body when you breathe deeply. And that calms your mind. Good. Slowly stand down. We're going to come down to the floor. Inhale, heart and hands high. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold, all the way to the bottom. Let's pause here for a few breaths. You might take your first two fingers, your peace fingers, grab your big toes. Hold the toes down toward the mat, elbows out to the side, bow. Good. Release. Just gonna step back, gripping at the top of your mat. Step back with your left foot. Just pivot your foot. Toes can be slightly in because we're gonna walk around to the long edge of the mat. Toes slightly in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, wide leg forward fold. So you can walk your hands back between the feet or grab the ankles. Some of you might like to invert here, headstands, whatever. Your opportunity. Practice what you need. Good. Lift your heart, walk your hands around top of the mat. Let's come into pigeon pose. So even here from this lunge, you can just fold your right leg underneath you, right? Like so. Lift your heart, encourage you to lift, and then bow. Maybe a block under the forehead can be comfortable. If this option isn't for you, if you have knee issues in particular, on the back, like so, figure four, crisscross. Right ankle over left quad, just breathing. Another 5 breaths here, no hurry. Again, pause the video, stay as long as you like. And slowly release. If you're in traditional pigeon, push back to down dog. If you're on your back, switch sides, or maybe you're choosing a different option for the second side, depending on what you need. Slowly, if you're on your back, or in traditional pigeon, you can swing your leg around. We're going to come into a seated forward fold. I really like my blocks here. I have a little bit of a tweak in my hamstring that comes and goes. So I lift my knees and I place a block on my shins. And this allows me to really let go so I can stretch my entire back body. the chain from literally the back of my head, the fascia back there, all the way around to the Achilles. I pull my toes back a little. So find your place in the pose. Take the deepest breath you've taken yet today. Fully inhale. Fill your lungs. And then empty them, taking that second opportunity to push that last bit of stale air, fearful thinking, out of your body. So it sounds like this. Notice how you drop in just a little bit deeper. Then draw yourself up. Remove the blocks. Come sideways again here. Hands behind you, heart open. You really have to lift your heart to open the shoulder joints. Reverse tabletop. Let's lift the hips. Breathing. And slowly release down. And walk the heels out a little bit. Pull back with the heels, traction back so that you can use your low belly to once again lift. Then let's roll back, one vertebrae at a time if possible, all the way to your back. I'm going to stay seated so I can talk through this. So I'm going to take you to your back. Almost there. Knees to chest. Rock side to side on your low back, massaging whatever lies beneath, right? Low backs tend to hoard energy. Not always the best kind of energy. And then take the knees wider. Draw them out toward the armpits or the shoulders and keep rocking. And then flip the soles of the feet to the sky. Grab the blades or the edges of the feet or just your hamstrings, back of the thighs. Happy baby. Happy baby pose. Keep rocking here if you like. Oh, draw the legs together. Lengthen that left leg long. Right knee stays close to the chest. Let's go ahead and come into a twist. So you can root down through that left heel, kind of shimmy the hips to the midline. Draw the knee across the body for a spinal twist, or just take both feet flat to the mat, like you're prepping for bridge. This is great for those of you with low back issues, and let both knees fall to one side together. So any version of a twist, just be there and break it. Good, and slowly breathe your way out. Come back to a neutral spine, maybe both knees into the chest, or maybe you take a bridge pose, feet flat, knees high, lift the hips, set them back down. Just take a moment. And you're going to extend that right leg long, left knee draws in close, or both feet flat on the floor, knees drop. Your choice. Let's come to the other side. Breathe. Settling in. Go ahead and, again, just inhale your way out, or exhale, whatever feels right to you. And let's all come into the inversion of our choice. So whether it's your legs in the air, or a bridge, or another happy baby, or knees to chest, or if you want to do some abdominal work. Those of you who want to do a little more strength, right? You can bicycle, it's an option. I know the weather's turning, it's harder to get out on bikes in the rain. Right here. In a minute or so, maybe try something else. As you come back to neutral, know that you can pause and add a few more postures in, but I'm going to take you into Shavasana, then I'm going to leave you there. Because, again, one of the nice things about a video is you can, on your way into Shavasana, just hit pause or hit stop and finish out your practice for as long as you need, giving yourself what you need. I just think there's something really valuable about that. So as you settle onto your backs, I just want to say thank you for allowing me to bring you the opportunity for self-care today. I know that this benefits me as well. I miss teaching live so much, but I am just feeling grateful for technology. So I hope this practice blesses you, your mind, your body, your spirit, your family, those that you're supporting, and that you truly can, as you come into the most important part of your practice, let go just a little bit.